students, the next point that you must be thinking about is that sir हमने ये समझ लिया सिटीजन्स कौन है, हमने ये समझ लिया एलियंस कौन है। सिटीजन्स पे आपने ये बात बता दी कि जो सिटीजन्स होंगे उनके पास कुछ राइट्स होंगे और वो राइट्स ऐसे होंगे जो एलियंस के पास नहीं होंगे। अब सवाल ये आता है what all are those rights? Now let's try to understand that. So what all are the rights that are available to Indian citizens? The rights and privileges which are exclusively available to Indian citizens and not to aliens are, so what all are the rights that we are discussing right now? The rights which applies only to citizens of India and not to the aliens, not to the people who are not citizens of India. The first right is, among some of the rights in fundamental rights, we have Article 15. Students, we will be studying about all these articles in detail when we study about fundamental rights, but just for the sake of understanding, and once you have studied fundamental rights and you'll come back and you'll understand it again, your understanding will be deeper. But for now, just try to remember everything that I'm explaining here. So with respect to fundamental rights, Article 15 is one of those rights which does not apply to aliens, but Article 15 can be enjoyed by the citizens. Right against discrimination on grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, place of birth. So this is a right which aliens would not have. Then there is Article 16. What does Article 16 says? It says right to equality of opportunity in matter of public employment. So we know there is a right called Article 16. What exactly is that right? That right is pertaining to equality of opportunity. That is, if there are vacancies for public employment, state cannot discriminate among citizens and state would give equal opportunity to all the citizens. This right, Article 16, does not apply to aliens. That is, if you are not a citizen of India, you will not get the benefit of not being discriminated by the state. State can make those policies with respect to non-citizens, that is aliens, which has a discriminatory nature. That is there in Article 16. That is, Article 16 bars any discrimination of opportunity. But since you are not a citizen, you will not be given this privilege. You will not be given this right. I hope this point is also clear. Then we have Article 19. That is right to freedom of speech and expression, assembly, association, movement, residence and profession. So this again is very important to note that state can regulate the activities of an alien. State can actually bar a non-citizen from exercising his right to expression for the reason state may feel that what you are doing is something to which you do not have right for. State or constitution does not give you protection if you want to say anything which state does not believe to be in the interest of India. Thus, right to freedom of speech and expression does not apply to aliens. In the same manner, right to assembly or right to association or movement is something which again cannot be claimed as a fundamental right by aliens. State can actually bar any association, any movement which is being done by aliens, and that alien cannot seek protection under Article 19. Then we have Article 29 and 30, that is cultural and educational rights. This again is something which is very important for you to note, that we have in Article 29 and 30, which mainly pertains to cultural rights and educational rights. This again is something which an alien cannot claim to have. This alien, if a state has taken any decision, अगर गवर्नमेंट ने कोई डिसीजन लिया या कोई एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट जो एक एलियन ने एस्टैब्लिश किया है, state can actually take decisions which may pertain to closing that educational institute or that cultural institute, so on and so forth, if the body which is governing it is comprising of people who are not the citizens of India. This again is something that you need to keep in mind. So what exactly are those fundamental rights which does not apply to aliens? We have Article 15. What is Article 15? वो ये कहता है जो right against discrimination है, जो एक सिटीजन को, भारतीय नागरिक को मिलता है, वो आपको नहीं मिलेगा. स्टेट जो गवर्नमेंट है वो ऐसी पॉलिसीज बना सकती है, वो ऐसी कदम उठा सकती है जहां एक डिस्क्रिमिनेटरी नेचर हो और आप आर्टिकल 15 के अधीन उसको अपनी प्रोटेक्शन नहीं मांग सकते. एंड वी हैव आर्टिकल 16. आर्टिकल 16 इज इक्वालिटी ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटी इन पब्लिक एम्प्लॉयमेंट. ये भी सब एक सिटीजन को मिलेगा, एक एलियन को नहीं मिलेगा. आर्टिकल 19 फ्रीडम ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन, दैट स्टेट अगर चाहे तो नॉन सिटीजन की activities with respect to freedom of expression, with respect to making associations, with respect to movement, उसको रोक सकती है, कर्ब कर सकती है, और आर्टिकल 19 की जो प्रोटेक्शन है एक एलियन को नहीं मिलेगी। आर्टिकल 29-30 भी इसी तरह के राइट्स है, जो कल्चरल एंड एजुकेशनल राइट्स है, जो सिर्फ भारतीय नागरिक को मिलेंगे, बट एक फॉरेनर को जो एलियन है नहीं मिलेंगे। Then we have other rights. The first other important right which does not apply to aliens, that is, aliens cannot claim this right. And very important one is right to vote, something that we have discussed, that an alien cannot have right to vote in elections of the Lok Sabha and state legislative assembly. A person cannot go and vote in these elections. In the same manner that alien cannot also have the right to contest for membership of parliament and state legislative assemblies. What exactly are we trying to say? That let's say there is a state election which is happening in the state of Kerala. So you would want people to stand in election. There will be a contest that will happen. The minimum requirement for the person to stand in that election is the fact that that person will need to be a citizen of India, which means that a person who is not a citizen of India cannot even stand in the election, cannot go and vote in state legislative assembly elections, or for that matter, union parliament elections. Eligibility to hold certain public offices such as President, Vice President, Governor of a state, Judges of Supreme Court, High Court, Attorney General of India, Advocate General of a state. So what exactly are we trying to say here? That when it comes to minimum requirement for a person to actually go and become and hold these very important offices, one such minimum requirement is that for that person to be a citizen of India. I hope this point is clear. There are some examples. अगर आप प्रेसिडेंट बनते हैं तो आपको भारतीय नागरिक होना जरूरी है, उपराष्ट्रपति बनते हैं तो भी भारतीय नागरिक होना जरूरी है। If you want to become a governor of state, this again is a necessity. In the same manner, even for judges of Supreme Court and High Court and Attorney General of India and Advocate General, you being a citizen of India is a very important necessity.